It was still dark when John Carter's alarm clock buzzed at 4:45 a.m. He rubbed his eyes, feet hitting the cold wooden floor of his small one-bedroom apartment in suburban Ohio. Outside, winter's breath curled against the window pane, and frost clung to the mailbox like tiny white hands. John, 57, had worked as a delivery driver for CrossPath Logistics for nearly 12 years. He wasn't the type to complain, not even when arthritis stiffened his knees or when the delivery scanner froze mid-route. He carried a quiet pride about his job, the kind forged not from ambition, but from routine acts of care. That morning, he dressed in Layer's thermal shirt, faded blue uniform, and his father's old army jacket. He poured his thermos of black coffee, added 2 extra granola bars to his lunchbox, and kissed the photograph of his late wife pinned above the fridge. "All right, old girl," he said to the picture. "Let's get to work." By 6:30 a.m., John was weaving his delivery van through snow-covered neighborhoods. As he turned into Maple Lane, a street tucked behind a grocery plaza, his eye caught the name on the label, Sarah Wendell. He'd been delivering to her house a lot lately. The notes she left for the delivery drivers were always kind. "Thank you so much for braving the cold. Stay safe." Written in tidy cursive with a small hand-drawn smiley face. Today's package was light but fragile, marked with a bright orange sticker, "Handle with care." Instead of dropping it on the porch and snapping a photo, John hesitated. The wind was fierce, and the package could easily blow away. He knocked gently on the door. It opened slowly. A pale woman in her late 40s peeked through. Her eyes were tired but kind. "Miss Wendell? Thought I'd hand this to you directly. It's a bit windy today." She blinked, a bit surprised, then smiled warmly. "That's incredibly kind of you. Thank you. Most just leave it." John handed her the package with both hands, as if passing a newborn. "Hope your day gets better." Her lip quivered slightly. "You too, sir. Really, thank you." He nodded and walked away, unaware that her hands were trembling as she closed the door behind her. Sarah Wendell sat on her couch, the small box in her lap. It was a book she had ordered for herself, an out-of-print poetry collection her late mother used to read aloud during long hospital stays. She had been diagnosed with breast cancer 6 months ago. The chemo treatments had left her exhausted, her once thick auburn hair reduced to a thin scarf-covered halo. Living alone, days were long and quiet. That small moment of human kindness, the way the man looked her in the eyes, how he waited for her, it hit her like a flood. She typed a quick message on her neighborhood Facebook group. "I just want to recognize a CrossPath delivery driver who went above and beyond today. His name is John. He waited for me to answer the door instead of leaving my package in the freezing wind. It may not seem like much, but when you're struggling, those tiny acts matter more than anything." The post took off. Dozens of neighbors commented, many sharing their own stories of John. "He once helped me bring in groceries when I sprained my ankle. He's always so gentle with my grandmother's oxygen deliveries. My son left a toy truck outside, and John fixed its wheel and placed it on the porch." Meanwhile, at CrossPath Logistics headquarters in Chicago, Emily Sorensen, the 39-year-old CEO, was scrolling through their social media monitoring dashboard when the post caught her eye. She clicked on the photo, attached a blurry image of John taken from a Ring doorbell. Her heart skipped a beat. She recognized the jacket he was wearing. It was identical to one her late father had worn, an Army-issue M65 with a patch just like that. Emily sat back in her sleek leather office chair. Something about the image pulled her in, deeper than just corporate pride. Her father had been a Vietnam veteran turned postal worker, and she remembered the way he carried himself, proud, quiet, humble. He had once told her, "Kindness isn't noise, Emmy. It's what you do when nobody's watching." She emailed her assistant. "Find this driver, John Carter. I want to talk to him." 2 days later, John was called into the regional CrossPath office. He thought it was about a damaged parcel, maybe someone had complained. His heart pounded as he sat down, his calloused hands folded tightly. Instead, a large screen turned on with a video call. Emily appeared on the monitor. She was dressed simply, no boardroom airs, and she smiled gently. John, I've been reading about you. Your customers love you. And, frankly, so do I. He blinked. Ma'am? She chuckled. The post about your kindness went viral, and I saw the jacket you wear. My father had one just like it. He believed in quiet kindness. You reminded me of him. John looked away, overwhelmed. I was just doing my job. That's the thing, Emily said, her voice softening. The way you do your job, it changes people. There was a long pause. I want to thank you personally, she added, and not just with words. A week later, a cross-path press van arrived on John Street. His neighbors peeked through curtains. Children waved. Sarah Wendell stood in her coat, now a little fuller in the face, her treatment starting to ease. Emily stepped out of the black SUV, walked up to John's modest porch, and shook his hand. A camera crew documented the moment, but Emily made sure to speak to him privately first. She handed him a sealed envelope. Inside, a letter of appreciation, a 25-0 bonus, and a fully funded scholarship for his granddaughter, the one John had been saving for by delivering extra weekend shifts. He stared at it, unable to speak. I know it's not everything, Emily said, but maybe now you can take a few days off, maybe visit her school, maybe just rest. John wiped his eyes, then looked at Sarah, standing a few feet away. She smiled, her hand on her heart. I'm not the hero here, he said. No, Emily replied. You're something better. You're a reminder of what we're all supposed to be. Weeks later, John did take a break. He visited his granddaughter's recital and even joined a community reading group, something his wife had always wanted him to try. Sarah started a small blog chronicling her recovery, her first entry dedicated to the delivery man who changed my winter. And Emily? She launched a new initiative at CrossPath, the Everyday Hero program, to highlight acts of kindness from drivers across the country. The story of John's kindness, Sarah's gratitude, and Emily's empathy spread far and wide, not because it was sensational, but because it was real. Sometimes the softest voices echo the farthest. Let this story be a reminder. Even the smallest acts of kindness can change lives in ways we don't see. If you believe in the power of humanity, compassion, and everyday heroes, help us share this story. Like, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to The Kind Story for more heartwarming journeys that renew our faith in each other. This story is fictional or dramatized for storytelling purposes and complies with YouTube's policies.